All right, boom, welcome back. Gabe the Great, here to give you guys some cult secrets, okay? For those of you guys who don't know, I used to be a cult leader with the International Churches of Christ, International Christian Churches, and I joined not knowing it was a cult, joined believing I was joining a regular church, turned out to be a cult. I didn't realize it was a cult till 6 months after I left. I actually left I just wanted to take a stand against righteousness, or take a stand against some illegal things that were happening in the church. And then that's when it sort of hit me like, oh, this ain't about God, right? But either way, during that time period, I was with that group for a total of 13 years. I spent 4 or 5 of those in some type of leadership position, including 2 of those leading a church. Okay, and today I want to give you guys some cult secrets. I want to give you guys secrets about like how it's easy to manipulate people. Okay, one of the ways that is really easy to manipulate people, particularly in Christian groups, is because a lot of Christians have this belief that, hey man, God will take care of it. If the pastor's in sin, if the if there's sin in the church, if somebody's doing something wrong, God will expose them, right? This is one of the most dangerous beliefs and one of the most easy beliefs to manipulate. And the reason being is because you got to look at this from a manipulator side, right? The problem with people is people don't want to accept that there are people who, whatever you think is right. So for instance, if you think telling the truth is right, like if that's one of your core beliefs, a lot of people don't want to accept that there are people out there who lie, who just, it doesn't bother them. Their conscience isn't pierced by it. They don't, like, they're just fine with it. And so what happens is people become Christians, become religions, and they hold to these beliefs that they hold to be as the truth. Like, this is the truth, right? And so what happens is you don't ever stop and think about things from other people's perspective. If I'm an abuser and if I'm a manipulator, and if I'm not here for Jesus, you're here for Jesus, but I'm not here for Jesus. And I'm just here to manipulate. I'm here to exploit you for money. I'm here to do whatever I want. Because at the end of the day, that abusers just do what they want and you just happen to get hurt by it, right? It's not even about you. It's about them. If I'm an abuser, if I'm a manipulator inside of a group of people that genuinely believe all of my evil deeds will be taken care of by a deity that none of us have ever seen, and nobody knows any practical way, right? Any tangible way that this deity is going to handle me, right? Like when Christians and believers go, oh, God will take care of the sin, God will expose the sin, they don't know how. There's no methodology to it. There's no practical thing. It's just a belief that they have. Now, I'm not telling Christians to stop praying. I'm not telling Christians to don't believe that God will expose it. But what I'm saying is, if there was sin in your church and you genuinely believe that Jesus Christ or Paul the Apostle, if you believe that their attitude would be, well, God will take care of it, you have misread the Bible. You have misread the Bible. It's such a dangerous belief to go, oh, God will just take care of the sin. The sin will be taken care of by God. No, that you don't know that. Like right now, some kid is being raped. Right now, as you're watching this video. Right now, some dictator is living the time of their life off the backs of, the injustice of that they've built in their country, right? Right now, there is some millionaire and billionaire doing some of the most heinous shit because they just have the power and wealth to do it. When is God going to take care of these people? Again, I'm not telling you not to believe it. I'm just trying to help you see the other side of that belief. I'm not telling you to lose faith. I'm not telling you to lose hope. I'm not telling you to not believe in God. I'm just trying to help you see the other side of that. Bad shit happens every day. Also, why would God answer the prayers of the sin in your church, but not answer the prayers of the little kid who gets abused by their father or their mother every day? Why should God answer your prayer about the sin that's in your church, but he's not going to answer the prayer of the family who doesn't want grandpa to die from cancer? Why is God why is God going to take care of that, but not take care of something else? This is what I'm not telling you not to pray. I'm not telling you not to believe in God. I'm trying to help you see. I'm trying to help people add critical thinking to their faith. If you want to live, think about this. If all the Christians live in such a way where, you know what, God is going to take care of it. God will expose the sin. This is a playground for evil people. This is a playground for narcissists. This is a playground for abusers. It's that simple. If y'all are just going to sit back and wait till God take care of the sin, okay, then cool. Then manipulators, abusers are going to get away with shit. I believe that both Paul and Jesus taught the Christians, you have an obligation to protect your community. That's what I believe that the Gospels and the first century and the epistles are about. How do we practice this faith? How do we protect this faith that we have in Jesus Christ? What do we do about sin in the church? The Bible's very clear what you do about sin. The Bible's very clear about sin in leadership. The Bible's very clear that those who are in leadership should be judged more harshly and should be judged more strictly. The Bible's very clear about that. But Christians so often, when it comes to the sin of their pastors and the sin of their leaders, are, if they're in sin, God will take care of it. And you can show these guys evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence of abuse, of the misappropriation of funds. You can bring witnesses. It's amazing. Like, Christians don't accept eyewitnesses as evidence. An eyewitness will come forward and say, hey, I saw this happen. And they go, yeah, but we don't know. Do you have any evidence of that? Eyewitnesses are evidence. You fucking idiots. Eyewitnesses are evidence. When someone comes up and says, I saw this happen, I had firsthand knowledge of this happening, that's evidence. People are telling you what they've seen and experienced. That's evidence. This is why I say that belief that God will take care of it. I tell people this all the time. You don't find out what somebody believes by what they say they believe. You find out what a person really believes by what comes out of their mouth and what they don't do with their actions. That's how you find out what somebody believes. You want to find out what somebody believes? Listen to what they say and watch how they live. Watch what they don't do. Christians are really good at calling out the sin of the world. They suck. They suck at calling out the sin of their church. This is why I don't let them judge me. Y'all not gonna judge me. I know my Bible better than most of you guys, period. I could, if y'all want to preach, if y'all want to put a pulpit up there and get behind a pulpit, let's do it. If y'all want to debate, let's do it. Whatever y'all want, whatever medium you guys want to debate scriptures with, I'm down with. But don't get mad at me when I start applying the Bible to your life like you want to apply the Bible to everybody else's life. Y'all don't take care of the sin in your church, shut the fuck up talking about the sin in my life. I'm not trying to hear it. You don't get to say, I actually get to call you out. That's how this works. That's how this works. As the person who doesn't follow Jesus, as the person you told to be a Berean and go check up on what you say. Okay, I checked up on what you said. It turned out to be false. I checked up on what you said. It turns out that it's a cult. I checked up on what you said, and it turns out that there's embezzlement and sexual abuse going on in the church that you guys have known about for decades. I checked up on it. I was a Berean. I went back to the scriptures to check to see if what you taught was true. It is not true. It is false. You are not the movement of God. Disciple does not equal Christian, does not equal save. Those things are false doctrines. But again, when the belief of, oh, God will take care of it, it's a passive belief. It's a passive belief. It's one of these things where, hey, I don't got to worry about it. I can pass the buck on to somebody else. I don't have to worry about somebody else's sin. I don't have to worry about somebody else being evil. Why? Because that disrupts my life. That disrupts my peace. That disrupts what I got going on. I keep telling people get saved. People become Christians for selfish reasons. People don't become Christians for altruistic reasons. People become Christians to save themselves. So when it's time to start protecting the community, when it's time to start protecting the church, these guys don't do this. These guys don't do this. Again, I'm not telling you to stop praying. I'm not telling you to not believe in God. I'm just saying, if you read the New Testament and you think that Jesus or Paul's attitude towards sin and the leadership of the church would have been, oh, well, if they're in sin, God will take care of it, you're not a Christian, bro. You've misunderstood the Gospels and you've misunderstood the epistles. Paul and Jesus are very clear. Those in leadership are supposed to be dealt with more strictly and more harshly than the regular disciples. You're not just supposed to accept a leader back in the church because they said that they repented. You don't get to go, well, how do we know that anybody repented? That is literally your job. That is literally what you get paid to do. To convert people, to take people from darkness to light. Ain't that what you get paid to do? And isn't that what the pastor gets paid to do? Isn't that what the evangelist gets paid to do? Isn't that what the shepherd and the elder and the deacons and the women's ministry leaders, ain't that what y'all get paid to do? Ain't that what the contribution go towards? You motherfuckers taking people from darkness to light, but now all of a sudden when a leader sin, oh, how do we know if they repented? Because it's cap. It's a game. Again, the goal of a manipulator is not to turn you into the manipulator. They don't want you to become what they are. They want you to buy the bullshit that they're selling. And one of the things that reinforces that you should buy the bullshit that they're selling, hey man, if I was in sin, God would take care of me, bro. God is not going to be mocked. That's what they say. God cannot be mocked. Okay. What about all the children that were abused while you watched this video? What about all the women who were raped while you watched this video? What about all the people who are losing their lives to murder? What about all that? What about when is God going to stop being mocked about that? I'm not telling you not to believe in God. I'm not telling you not to pray. But what I'm saying is, if y'all can't protect y'all community, please shut the fuck up judging everybody else. Just shut up. Just shut up. Nobody cares. You can't protect your own church. You, disciple of Jesus, you, Christian, you can't protect your own church. Shut up. You can't instruct me on how to better my life. You can't do it. I'm looking at your church. I'm looking at your life. You can't instruct any of us on how to have a better life. You don't have the backbone. You don't have the courage. You don't have what it takes to live a righteous life. It's that simple. All right, love you guys. I will see you guys in another video. Peace.